Hello friends, this is your host Sunny Bhatia. Today we are on day 2 of TDL training. So let us start right away. First I'll start developer and tally, and then I will select a company. To just review the things, on the day 1 we made a Hello TDL program, which is the starting point of almost any programming language. So we made that. I'll just open that and review a little bit, then we'll go ahead. So So on day 1 we made a small report which was Hello TDL program, and today we'll move forward for day 2. Now on day 2 we are going to do dimensions and formatting that are available in TDL. So today we'll start with dimensions and formatting. So any report that we defined in Tally has some dimensions. Now, Tally supports a different kind of dimensions. So, dimensions can be given to a form, to a part, to a line, and a field. Now, dimensions can be specified using different units of measurement. So, any dimensions that are there can be defined in the different units of measurement. It can be millimeters, centimeters, inches, number of characters or number of lines, a percentage of screen page, number of points. These points are as per points defined in the font sizes. So 1.72 inch, that means a 72 point will be equivalent to 1 inch. So that are the units of measurement available in TDL. Now based on the dimension are classified as sizing, spacing, alignment, specific attributes, formatting, and definition. Now, these are the sizing are for giving the size to a report, to a form, to a part, to a line, to a field. So, sizing attributes are those, and spacing attributes are which can give the space between the two objects. Alignments are center alignment, right alignment, left alignment, and then there are some specific attributes which are there, and formatting and definitions is the style, the font, the bold. These are the styling, formatting attributes and their definitions. Now, sizing and spacing dimensions. These are just the example that is giving. You can like this is space left, this space top, this is space bottom. So any part can have a space bottom. Your form can have a space bottom. Similarly, a line can have a space bottom. So all those objects which have been defined can have different type of sizing, and the sizing attributes are height, width, full height, full width. Now let us start this with the practical examples, and then we'll move on further to the presentations. So moving on with the same report that we have, first I configure the report and save it as day 2. I save this file as day 2. So my file is day 2 now. The same file I have copied as day 2. Now let us link it with Tally. So I open the same company which was there in, and attach with the F12 lesson. Oh, sorry, product and features F4, and so I give day 02 for THC. So So my Hello TDL program has been reloaded. The review we done today, the review that is for the lecture one Hello TDL program. Now we'll make some amendments in this report and see how the sizing and spacing attributes work on this. So first we move is height and width. Now in this case, I just give a width to the field. So I give a 50 width to the field, and let us see what difference do we see in the report. So I since I made the changes and run this report, we see this report is running same as it was running earlier. Now what has happened is we have changed our file, basic file, but we have not reloaded it into the Tally. So Tally doesn't know that the changes have been made. So to do that, we have to reload the TDL. So it is the same process, F12 product and features, and it is reloaded now. And let us see. Now you see the width has increased. So the width of the field has increased. Now this is width. Similarly, I increase the height. So in this case, I give a height to a form which is I give it as 50. So let us see what changes we have. So I see that this is my form now. Its height is 50. Now there is another way of defining the size. I can say it as 50% of the page, and we'll see what is the difference it is. Now 50% of the page is whatever is your page height. According to that, it will fit in 50% of the space. So now my form is enter 50%. So two attributes we have seen, height and width. Now there are formatting attribute is style, and just we'll cover this in later section that how this styling works. Normal bold. Now I know that this attribute is there in Tally normal bold. This I know with my experience, but as a new programmer, if you want to see what are the styles available in Tally, there is a control J command with which you get a definitions and the definition price. So I go to definitions. So style is my definition. So these all are the definitions which are available in Tally at this point of time. So I have so many, we'll discuss the later on, but right now we see that I have set the style of the field as, see it has come as a bold. So till now we have studied about style, which is the formatting attribute. We have studied about the sizing attribute. Now alignment attribute is there. So I say align center. Now this will align within the width of the. Now at this point of time, I remove the width of the field so that I can see what is the impact of the center and how the width works. So to comment it, there's a semicolon is given before the line and the command line is commented. That means at this point of time, this line of code will not work in TDL now. So this is how we comment. So I move back to Tally and I center it. So I see that it is in the center of the screen. Similarly, I can right align it. Now it will be at the right. So one change is there that Now you see the width of the report has changed. Since I have removed the width part from the field, so whatever is the total width of the text, it is taking the same as whatever is the total width of the text, it is taking as total width of the report also, and so it is aligning itself in that space. Now I again enable it and reload my TDM. See, now you see, now it is in the 50 width and it is on the right aligned as per the width defined by the field. So these are some attributes: sizing attribute, style attribute, lining attribute. Now let us introduce one more line into it. So hello TDL line, I second line, and in second line I define my one more field as second field, and here now I have defined two lines in my program, and these two lines, now I see there are two lines coming, hello TDL program, and a second line. Second line is coming on the left side because I have not given any alignment to it. I have not given any style to it. So by default, whatever it is displaying you on the screen. So let us realign it to the left only. The first line I'm realigning, and I'm saying space left as 5. So let us see what is the changes that happens. So space left, you see it is slightly on the left hand side and the second line is at the default position. Now I can also give a space bottom, which is an attribute in the line. So I give space bottom as 5. You see there's a difference in the first and the second line because we have given a space bottom. So between the two lines there's a space now. Now similarly we can have a space at the top also, that introduces line 3 now. Now in third line, in line 3 I use a very powerful feature that is there in Tally. I want to use it same as the definition is there in the second line. So I just say use second line. That means my third line is same definition as the second line is there. We'll explain study this in detail in the later sections. So I will introduce a line, third line, and in the third line I say use second line. So okay, now we have three lines. One is hello TDL program, second field and second field again, because in the third field also, since I have inherited the same definition, so it is taking a same values. Now I am writing one command. We'll study this in detail in the later section. I am just assigning it a different value. Just check what is the, and here at in the second line I give space top and space bottom. so that we can understand the concept. So I give it as 3. 5 was a little on the higher side. Space top is. Now you see in the second field, there is a space from the top also and space at the bottom. So space top and space bottom gives the space with the line from the top hand side and from the left bottom side. Now at a form level, we have done as a 50% height. Similarly, we can give it as 100% page, so it will take the full screen. That means whatever is the size of your screen, it will automatically adjust as per the page or sign. Now you see we are seeing a full screen. Now how do we know that what is the size of my form? To do that, there's an attribute called, which is a special attribute that we were referring to, border. So to the part I give a border. So again, to see what kind of borders are available, I press Ctrl J, and in the border section, I will see what are the different types of borders which are available. So right now I am using as thin box, and we'll see in the later sections how we can define our own borders. So now we see that in spite of giving it as a 100% page, it is just showing at the end of the third field, the border is closing. This is because we have just given width and height. So this is how the border works. So in this section, we have seen that how we can give a height and width to the form, and how we can give a spacing attributes, how we can give the sizing attributes, styling, that means style, how we can give the width, alignment, this part. Now for the use section, let me explain what use does. I have defined a line which has a space top, space bottom, this field, field second field, and the definition of field is there. When I say use second line, the third line becomes same as what are the properties of second line. That means if there's a space bottom, it will have space bottom. If it has a space top, it will have. If the same field it is having, the same field it is. This line will understand later what this local field is doing, but to understand the concept, whenever say use, it inherits or it copies the entire properties of the object and puts it into the new object. So I have defined a new line, third line. When I say use second line, that means whatever are the properties of the second line, all are copied in the third line. Since I have explained what the use function does, I move to another section, that is defining more parts, more lines, more fields, and the different types of parts, fields, and lines which are available in TDL. The first thing we have is we can have multiple parts within a part. Similarly, we can have multiple lines within a line. We can have multiple fields within a field. So we can have the hierarchy where we have multiple parts, and there are then special kind of lines which are there. So first I introduce a special line which is a bottom line. Bottom line always keeps at the bottom of the part. So whatever is your part, it will always be at the bottom of the part. So in this case, I define it as my bottom. So I define this line. I filed. So I am defining a field and set as bottom. I give it a value as bottom line field. So I define a new bottom line. Let us see how it works. Now you see this goes at the end of the page and bottom line field comes at the end of the form. Now I am utilizing the full width of the form since it has finished at the end. Now we see what is different because there was a space bottom at here, it was ending, the bottom was ending here. Now the bottom is ending at the end of the form. So this is called a bottom line. Similarly, we have top line. Top line will always remain at the top of the part. Now we can have different parts within a part. Let us understand what we can have. So I am defining two parts, part 1 and part 2 within the parts. So definition of part 1 is as defined here, and definition of part 2 is I say same as part 1. So I am having two parts which are having the same definition. So use is a very powerful concept. Now here you see it coming twice as on the screen. Now since these are coming vertically, if I want them horizontally, then I'll say that. So by default, if you define two parts, they are not vertical, but once I define them as a vertical, now the parts will be as, now they are at the top and the bottom of the form. So these are vertically aligned forms. So within a part, I can have multiple parts, and each part can be, if I say vertical, they will be placed as top and bottom. If I do not define anything, then by default they are from left to right. Now I remove the vertical part and I'm commenting it right now. Let us see what is the impact. So I have two parts. One part is finishing, the second part is starting, and they are coming as horizontal. Now there is a special part which is called a right part. So right part will be aligned to the right of the screen. Whatever is the size of the form, it will be towards the right of it. So now my part 2 is on the right hand side of the form. So I see a difference that now the second part drifts towards the right side of the screen since I have defined it as a right part. So it is always, it will be only always on the right hand side of the. If I do not define anything, by default the part is on the left. So similarly, I have is top part and a bottom part. So for that, I'll define two parts and then let us see what happens in the top part as. So in top part, I define very quickly. I'll be defining certain things. So in a line, inside a line, then I define a line, and inside a line, I'll have a field which is I'm having the same to be on the. Now here I say set as this is my top part, so it will always remain on the top, and to I align it as center and give its width as. Now instead of a fixed 50, I give it as 50% of the page. So whatever is the size of the screen, it will be the 50% of that. So I have a top part, and after that I have two horizontal parts coming. Now if I keep it as vertical, then it will have the top part will be at the top of the screen and rest of the parts will be at the. So I uncomment this and see what is the impact of this. So I'm having a top part, then I am having a other two parts which are there. So that means we can have part, different parts or sections within a single part. Similarly, we can have multiple lines like we saw here within a line, within a part. Within a line also we can have multiple lines, and similarly we can have a field, and within a field we can have multiple fields. We'll see this in later sections. So in today's section, we have learned that how the formatting, how the dimensioning, how the styling, how special parameters like borders work in TDL. This is your host Sunny Bhatia. In the next section, we'll learn more. For today, it's bye from my side. Thank you.